Hello, this is Bryan Wroten, senior reporter for Hotel News Now. I'm here with news editor Sean McCracken, and we're here to give you the recap from the America's Lodging Investment Summit. So, Sean, we're done with day 2. Hooray!
Hooray!
It's been a good 2 days, but it's been as usual. They're long days, just lots of sessions and lots of interviews.
Yeah, and one of the interesting things I think about just personally coming to Los Angeles is, we're based in Cleveland. We're very far away from Los Angeles. So, you hear the news about LA and everything, and didn't really know what we would get into. And at least downtown, it's felt like LA, like we always think of LA. I mean, obviously, that's not to minimize what's going on in parts of the city with the wildfires. But I even mentioned to somebody today, I mean, in part was because of the favorable weather. But if you didn't know what was happening in parts of LA, you would have no idea.
No, yeah, it all seemed pretty normal downtown, stuff.
Which I heard from conference organizers was a big deal this year.
I'm sure.
And there was some checking in, interestingly, with folks from Maui before the event.
Oh, yeah.
Asking for, kind of lessons learned and expertise. And their big push was don't let people think that this is everywhere and the city is destroyed and you're not open for business, because that's a years long struggle to get back what you lost.
That's I remember hearing during the state of travel panel yesterday, just there were concerns from Visit California that people are going to stay away from the Los Angeles area for a long time after this, because just regular TV coverage, but they're also saying like AI created images just showing devastation that didn't even exist and making the situation worse than it already was, and just scaring people away long term.
Yeah, absolutely. But generally the vibe I've picked up at this conference is, I mean, Alice is always optimistic, and we've talked about this and we've written about it. There's always a sense of optimism in January, start of a new year.
Very rarely is it ever dour.
It feels like people are a little bit more confident this year, even though, the sunny projections we got the last couple of years didn't fully bear out the way they would have wanted. It feels like there's some hope that 2025 will be demonstrably better. I mean, whether that's based on just a new regulatory outlook, maybe that's based on expectations that the economy will pick up in one way or the other. There is a sense of people think this will be a better year.
Yeah. I'd say, they're aware there are headwinds, but a lot of the headwinds are less bad than they were in recent years. I mean, it's still around, but just not as severe.
And none of them are new in a key way. Like, labor is still a challenge, and increasing costs are still a challenge.
Cost of debt is still a challenge. Availability is still a challenge, but
well, I mean, availability less so. It's just that's more of a cost issue too. But none of it's new, right? Like the challenge is ahead of you. Like, it's not like you're running the hurdles in the dark with a blindfold on. Like, what's ahead of you, so it's just a matter of tackling it. Interestingly enough, I heard from Sloan Dean at Remington today that even though he was a bit more pessimistic about the transaction environment than a lot of the people I've talked to today, but he said that he's seen a significant uptick in RFPs for management changes. So it's kind of counterintuitive, right? Like, the expectation for a lot of people is we buy and sell more hotels, and then for a hotel operator, that's more change of ownership opportunities to kind of win a contract. So he was saying, like, for at least hotel managers who've been challenged to find avenues for growth other than buying up other hotel managers, like, they have all these owners who have been kind of kicking the can down the road, much like lenders kick the can down the road post-pandemic. They're out there looking for new management because they see, like, all right, it's still a challenging environment, and some managers are doing better than others, so I'm going to go out to the market and see what I can get.
Yeah, the general sense of optimism I've gotten from particularly third-party operators, where they see a lot of opportunity, not just from that, but just as the brands aren't as heavily in the management space. They see a lot of opportunity there. So, they're feeling pretty good, at least about that prospect.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think that as much as we laugh about the cliche, it does seem like there's some sincere hope here. Whether it's misguided, we'll find out. We'll find that out over time. Because obviously, you look back to 2020, Alice, and people felt a certain way about things. Mm-hmm. And then they found out that the world completely changed in a matter of months. So we'll see where we're at by NYU or by the end of the year, right?
I think we'll even have a better idea by Hunter. Mm-hmm. So, each of these conferences is a good way to check in and see, okay, it's been a few months, now what? How are we doing?
I think one of maybe the interesting thing that we didn't talk about is there wasn't really any big deal news coming out of this conference. No brand launches, nothing really huge and breaking. We always look out for those press releases mm-hmm. that come out in conjunction with the conference, and it was all just a bunch of, we expect to add this many units to our brand portfolio by the end of the year, and that's just kind of standard operating procedure.
Yeah, we here's an update on how we did in 2024. It was a pretty good year. Let us brag a little bit about it.
So I do wonder what that means, but it's kind of hard to read the tea leaves.
I mean, we saw a lot of brand launches in recent years. A lot of them mm-hmm. came partway through the year. I mean, how many came out, around in June and be announced or at least teased further at NYU, but maybe they're taking a little bit of a break, giving themselves a chance to digest what they have, put out there. And I mean, we're still seeing, even if they're not launching new ones, we're seeing them pull others into their sphere of influence through partnerships and just outright acquisitions. So,
and there's a lot of owners that will take that no news on new brands as good news.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, there was kind of a push in recent years that brand launches outside of kind of that conference window, so that you have a more dedicated time of, if I'm Hilton and I'm launching a new brand, I want everybody to pay attention to me. I don't want to look at Marriott and Wyndham and Choice also launching a new brand all on the same day. I get the logic behind that. So maybe that it's more of that than anything else.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it for me here at Alice. How about you, Sean? Any final thoughts?
I am all out of thoughts. I've used up all of my thoughts, and I'm ready to not think.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening, and keep listening, keep reading to Hotel News Now, and we'll have more news from the conference.
Hi, I'm STR's Isaac Colazo.
And I'm co-star's Jan Freitag. And together we are the data geeks behind Tell Me More, a hospitality data podcast on the Hotel News Now podcast network.
Every month, we bring you a fresh take on the latest hotel data, insights into the travel trends behind that performance, and the big picture topics you should be thinking about.
And we also don't mind getting into some good-natured disagreement from time to time. Hey, when Isaac and I start talking data together, anything can happen. And it usually does.
Find us on hotelnewsnow.com and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you like to listen. Search for Hotel News Now, and thank you for listening.
Thanks for listening. This episode of the Hotel News Now podcast was recorded on January 29th, 2025, and edited by Trevor Simpson. Go to hotelnewsnow.com every day for the latest hotel industry news.